I just spent a week walking through the fiery depths of hell. Have you ever felt like that? I mean, like really, like the whole world is burning around you. Yeah, I had a week like that. It's a long story. To make it really short, those of you that follow me know I've moved to Dallas to be with my family, and I've been selling the condominiums in Florida where I lived. Well, I went back to Florida. I had two QEI events. I got to do a book signing and I got to do an energy workshop for the Women of Unity there. It was so much fun. So I went back. I spent the week in the condo that used to be my office. And when I got there, y'all, the grief that surrounded me, and it was like a waterfall, the grief of my loss of Jim and my parents and the life that we had built together was like I was drowning. It was like I was drowning in grief. It was unbelievable. So I'm using fire and I'm using water here very intentionally, those elements, because the fire that I was walking through was when we were having all of these CMEs, the coronal mass ejections and the X flares. And it was like the atmosphere was on fire. And it's like I was on fire. I was incinerating this grief and sadness and loss of a dream and loss of that home that we built together. And grief is abiding. Grief is with us. Grief is ever present. And sometimes we're crying and sometimes we're not. And sometimes we're remembering joyfully and still we have the capacity to remember with joy and still have grief. So that week was a week of me, I'm going to use the terms burning karma. That was me burning karma around the loss of my family members and the loss of the dream that Jim and I created in that space, in our slice of paradise that we called it. So in the midst of that, I still put on two professional events. I still got my work done. I still got to see some friends. I went to an annual meeting for our homeowners association. So how did I do that when I was literally on fire for a week? I did it because I have the tools. I have the tools to bring myself in the present moment so that no matter what is happening, no matter how bad I feel, no matter if the world's on fire or not, I can get in touch with me, with my higher self, my quantum eternal self that always knows what's best for me. Yeah, it was quite a week. Burning karma. I was burning karma for me. I was resolving those karmic contracts that my husband and I had. I was burning karma with mom and dad, bringing to closure the soul contracts that I had with my father, the soul contract I had with my mother. And I was burning karma for the collective because there was so much fire in the atmosphere of the earth that week, and there continues to be, but especially that week, that I offered myself up, I offered my beingness up as a vessel to help burn the karma for humanity and especially womanhood around the loss of loved ones. It was a powerful week. I was able to have magical professional events and I was able to literally transform myself. By the time I left a week later, I was not the same person that walked into that condominium to spend a week and to do a few business events. Don't be afraid of this stuff. It hurts. It's painful. And it's worth it. Because when you resolve that karma, when you go through the emotion and the lesson and the experience and you revisit it, probably for the last time, you resolve that karma and it is complete. It's possible to do now. Our frequencies are high enough to do this. Whew. I'm Connie Keene with Quantum Energy Infusion, where everything is energy.